Hey guys, it's Coco, Obnoxious Wave. Today I'm doing a movie review for you for one of my favourite all-time movies. If you stay on this channel a bit longer, I'm sure you'll hear even more about my love for Marie Antoinette. Both the movie, the history, the time period, the fashion, everything about the French Revolution and leading up to it. I love it. I love history. I love art history. There are heaps of really amazing pieces of art and architecture. I mean, Versailles was built by like Marie Antoinette's husband's great-grandfather, Louis the 14th? No, I can't remember. One of the Louis the 13th or 14th, I can't remember which one. Before that, they actually lived in the Louvre, believe it or not. Yeah, that's where, that was like the royal palace, not the triangular bit, that's kind of new, but the old kind of castle-y bit, that's where the French royalty lived before they lived in Versailles. I'm here today to talk about this movie, Marie Antoinette, starring Kirsten Dunst, and it is directed by Sofia Coppola, who, those of you who are also those of you who are Godfather fans, her father, Francis Ford Coppola, a very famous director, directed The Godfather, and she was also in one of The Godfathers. She played kind of a cameo role, I think. But this is just, I mean, everything about this movie, and probably this time period as well, is just decadent. It's gorgeous, it's luscious, the colours, just the extravagance of it all is like a feast for your eyes. I mean, with a lot of Sofia Coppola movies, it's very visual. There isn't a huge amount of dialogue, but she does really cool things. Like, she's mixed it up with some kind of more modern music. You know, you see them doing those crazy like dances where they're like and like and you know, those weird Renaissance kind of esque dances, even though this is after the Renaissance period. This is set before the French Revolution. If you don't know anything about that kind of period in time, I'll give you a quick overview. Okay, so Marie Antoinette, that is, I think her name was Antoine. She was Austrian. She was an Austrian princess, and at the age of like something ridiculous, like it was like 12, she was married to Louis the 16th, and he was really super young as well, but they needed to marry because the Louis the 14th was getting pretty old, and they needed to kind of secure some sort of political alignment as well between, you know, it was a strengthening of the relationships between Austria and France. So that's why that happened, and she always had a flair for the creative. I mean, look at her there, look, she's just like, if you see in my banner up above as well, it says "Let them eat cake," which was kind of a famous quote, I guess you could say, that it wasn't actually made by Marie Antoinette. I think it was kind of made up. Someone made that up, that she, when the people of France was starving because she was spending all the taxpayer dollars on like new gardens for Versailles and like her badass cakes and shoes and stuff. One of her kind of advisors were like, you know, the people are starving, they can't even afford bread, and so she said, then let them eat cake if they can't have bread. So that's where that came from. I love everything about this movie, and it's very, I don't know, current spring pastels and pinks and purples and lots of delicious sweet things, and it's just gorgeous. And she just lived a super decadent life, which I wouldn't really recommend. You know, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I just want to be Marie Antoinette and, like, look amazing 24/7 and live off, like, macaroons and cupcakes, but, that wouldn't really work out. I don't think I would end up as good looking as Kirsten Dunst if I did that. I'm a big fan of both Sofia Coppola and Kirsten Dunst as well. I think they're both kind of, like, fly under the radar, but still have amazing, you know, make amazing choices in terms of the movies that they decide to be involved with. But yeah, so I wholeheartedly recommend this movie. It starts off in Austria with Marie, or with Antoine, as a child, and then you kind of see her journey to France, the handover to her Dauphin. They're called this kind of like the prince and princess that were next in line to the throne, the Dauphin and Dauphin of France. And so when she married Louis, and oh my god, the wedding scene is amazing. Like, her dress, it's like, you know how they have those hip things? Hers come out like you have to scuttle through a door sideways. It's gorgeous. Like, I I love fashion and beauty and makeup, and everything in here is just so gorgeous and pretty. Often when I have parties and stuff like that, I had one my birthday party, my 21st. I had movies like this and The Duchess just silently on like a big TV in the room, so it acted as almost like a conversation starter or something just visual for people to look at if they were kind of chatting, you know, just to go along with the music, and that works perfectly with this movie because, as I said, Sofia Coppola has paired some really great modern kind of rock music with this. And there are cool little like a pair of Chuck Taylors kind of appear in one of the shoe scenes, like I think they're like a pastel blue or something. So I just love the quirkiness of this film, the ability for the story to come across without there being overpowering amount of dialogue. It's very visual, as you all already know. I'm a very visual person, and I think I love Jason Schwartzman as well, who plays Louis XVI. And I mean, they had a very odd relationship. I mean, they were married at such a young age. Their marriage was unconsummated for 7 years. There were a lot of sort of rumours going around that he was gay, which is quite, I don't know, I think it's almost probable. I mean, they went through all the medical testing to make sure that everything was working fine, but I mean, back in the 1780s and 90s, as a part of the French monarchy, I doubt it was really acceptable to kind of go around being like, hey, I like boys. Maybe it was, I don't know. I'd say more so in French than in any other kind of monarchy you'd get that, but I don't know. I found this DVD quite difficult to get a hold of. I got it off Trade Me. I think it's like an ex-rental. Yeah, it is. It's Blockbuster, from the Blockbuster movie store. I got this off Trade Me. It was like $3. It's not a super common movie, and especially now with like the dying, you know, DVD and CD, the physical sales of those things, all the shops just continue to go under, which makes me really, really sad because I don't know, maybe I'm kind of old-fashioned like that. And same with books, like I like having the physical copy of it. I don't know, there's something intrinsic about owning the actual thing that makes me, you know, I'm like, you can buy it on iTunes, but I don't want to buy it on iTunes. I want to have it. Which makes the kind of storage problems. It's just a beautiful movie. I think it tells a really, you know, it's important historical lessons. I do love historical films and period films. I love the history as much as, you know, the clothing and everything like that. I find it really super interesting. I would definitely recommend this movie. It's one of my personal favourites. I think it always will be. It's up there with all the Baz Luhrmann movies as well that are just sort of very, you know, it's such a sort of sensory movie. You can get a lot out of this that I don't think you could get in just like your standard, I don't know, movie. I don't know, just average kind of, you know, stuff happens and there's a beginning, a middle and an end, and there's, you know, some tears and some laughter in between. I think this is more than that. I think it speaks to kind of like a more elementary or basic visual thing. I'm not articulating this very well. Did you go to university? Yes, I did. Anyway, totally check it out. If you can get your hands on it, 100% recommend it, and I would love to hear what you guys think of it. I know Sofia Coppola isn't everybody's cup of tea, but let me know. I would love to hear what you guys think about it, so do that. Leave me a comment or a video response, and I would love to view those. That'll be it for now. I'll start wrapping this up now because I feel like this has been quite a long review. Have a good day, everybody, and I will see you again soon. Please subscribe. Take a moment to just click that little button up there somewhere. And yeah, like I said, leave me a comment or, you know, like this video if you like it, because that makes me happy when you do that. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye!